I haven't said this poem or recited this poem for so long. And it is the reason why we made Lion's Mouth Opens, because Lucy Walker knew that I knew this poem off by heart, and I recited it everywhere I went, and I would do it in a Scottish accent. I've done it in American accents. I've done it in English. I do it in any accent. I've done it in a Southern accent. I like to do original pronunciation with Shakespeare because I believe that he wrote for his working class actors. He didn't write for posh English accents, and when you do Shakespeare in a posh English accent, it loses the rhyme. It doesn't rhyme anymore. If you do Shakespeare in a Scottish accent, it still rhymes because he wrote for Scottish working class people. He wrote for Cockney guys, and accents that are working class in England will still work, will still rhyme. So that's original pronunciation. You can look it up. But in terms of last thoughts on Woody Guthrie, it's a Bob Dylan poem that I was obsessed with, that I read, or didn't even read. It was on a cassette tape that I heard when I was a teenager. And I knew it was about my dad. I knew it was about Huntington's disease, and I just absorbed it and never forgot this 25-page poem. When Woody Guthrie died of Huntington's disease, Bob Dylan went to the hospital before he passed away, obviously. And this was his feelings about it. You know, like when you lose a friend, or when you are an artist and it's not your best day, or when you are alone, or when you feel like nobody gets you, no one understands you, or you feel like you're grieving, or you lost somebody, or you were in love and you're not anymore, or somebody stabbed you in the wee back, or someone stabbed you in the front. You know, like life has all these ways of rocking us and shaking us, and this poem was so articulate to my little teenage brain. It felt like someone had understood Huntington's disease, and loving someone who has Huntington's disease, they understood being a carer, being a survivor, being a family member. They understood being a lover, not a fighter. That's what Bob Dylan gave to us with this poem. But they asked him to speak at some kind of funeral for Woody Guthrie, and they asked him to write like a paragraph or say a couple sentences about Woody, and he said, I came up with 25, I wrote down 25 pages, which I love because that's so me to be like, do you want me to write that script in 2 hours? Because that's how fast I write a script. Okay, yeah, it's 120 pages. Yeah, I can write that in 2 hours. From scratch, I do stuff like that because I get the writing, it just comes out of me. And I wonder if this poem and its length was a kind of a tuning into that sort of like writing channeling that I do when I write. I just let it all come out, and I don't hold on to. I've never had a writer's block. I've never judged my writing. I've never said anything negative about it. I always like big it up. Maybe that's why it comes so easily, because I can allow myself to do it. I don't know. I'm always gentle with myself about it, you know. Anyway, I'm going to do this in a Scottish accent because we've got enough American accents out there. No offence to the Yanks right now, and no offence to whatever else is going on the planet these days with all the wars. This also, if you are in a war zone, this is high stakes enough as a poem to make you feel like you might not be alone on this planet. You know, you might be alone physically, but none of us are actually alone. That's what you get from good art. And let me fucking try and remember how it starts. Okay, this is gonna be ages, so get ready. When your head gets twisted and your mind grows numb, if you think you're too old, too young, too smart, or too dumb, if you're lagging behind or losing your pace in a slow motion crawl or in life's busy race, no matter what you're doing, if you start to give up, if the wine don't come to the top of your cup, if the wind's got you sideways with one hand holding on and the other starts slipping and the feeling is gone, or your train engine fire needs a new spark to catch it, and the wood's easy finding but you're lazy to fetch it, or your sidewalk starts curling, or the street gets too long, or you start walking backwards though you know that it's wrong, or lonesome comes up as down goes the day and tomorrow's morning seems so far away, or you feel the reins from your pony are slipping because your rope is a-sliding and your hands are dripping in your sun-decked deserts and evergreen valleys turn to broken down slums and trash can alleys. Or your sky cries water, or your drain pipes are pouring and the lightning's a-flashing and the thunder's a-crashing and the windows are rattling and breaking and the rooftops a-shaking and the whole world's a-slamming and banging and your minutes of sun turn to hours of storm and you tell yourself, you sometimes say, I never knew it was going to be this way. Why didn't they tell me the day I was born? You start getting chills and you're jumping from sweat and you're looking for something you ain't quite found yet and you're knee deep in dark water with your hands in the air and the whole world's watching with a window peak stare and your good gal leaves, she's long gone a-flying and your heart feels sick like fish when they're frying and your jackhammer falls from your hands to your feet and you need it badly but it just lays on the street and your bell is begging loudly but you can't hear its beat. Ugh. And you think that your ears might have been hurt because your eyes have turned filthy from this slight blinding dirt and you figure you failed in yesterday's rush and you're faked out and fooled by face in the fourth flush and all the time you're holding 3 queens. It's making you mad, it's making you mean. Like the middle of Life magazine, you're bouncing around a pinball machine and there's something on your mind that you ought to be saying that somebody somewhere ought to be hearing. But it's trapped on your tongue or sealed in your head and it bothers you badly when you're laying in bed. And no matter how hard you try, you just can't say it and you're scared to your soul. You just might forget it. And your eyes get swimmy from the tears in your head. Oh. And your pillows of feathers turn to blankets of lead and the lion's mouth opens and you're staring at his teeth and his jaw starts closing with you underneath and you're flat on your belly with your hands tied behind and you wish you'd never taken that last detour sign and you say to yourself, just what am I doing on this trail I'm walking, on this path I'm turning, on this curve I'm hanging, on this path I'm strolling, in the space I'm taking, in the air I'm inhaling, in the words I'm thinking. Am I mixed up too much? Am I mixed up too hard? Why am I walking? Where am I running? What am I saying? What am I knowing on this guitar? I'm playing on this banjo, I'm freeling. On this mandolin I'm strumming. In this song I'm singing, in this tune I'm humming, in the words I'm thinking, in the words that I'm writing. In this ocean of hours I'm all the time drinking. Who am I helping? What am I breaking? What am I giving? What am I taking? But you try with your whole soul best never to think those thoughts, never to let those thoughts gain ground or make your heart pound. But then again, you know when they're around, just waiting for a chance to slip and drop down, because sometimes you hear them when the nighttime comes creeping and you fear they might catch you sleeping and you wake from your bed from the last hour of dreaming and you can't remember for the best that you're thinking if that was you in the dream that was screaming. And you know that it's something special you're needing, and you know there's no drug that'll do for the healing, and no liquor in the land to stop your brain from bleeding. You need something special. You need something special, all right. You need a fast-flying train on a tornado track to shoot you someplace and shoot you back. You need a cyclone wind on a steam engine howler that's been banging and booming and blowing forever that knows your troubles 100 times over. You need a greyhound bus that don't bar no race, that won't laugh at your looks, your voice, or your face. And by any number of bets in the book will keep rolling long after the bubblegum craze. You need something to open up a new door, to show you something that you've seen before but overlooked 100 times or more. You need something to open your eyes. You need something to let it know that it's you and no one else that owns the spot that you're standing, the space that you're sitting, that the world ain't got you beat. It ain't got you licked. It can't make you crazy no matter how many times you may get kicked. You need something special, alright? You need something to give you hope. But hope's just a word that maybe you said or maybe you heard on some windy corner around a wide-angled curve. But that's what you need, man, and you need it bad. And your trouble is you know it too good, because you start getting the chills because you can't find it on a dollar bill. And it ain't on Macy's windowsill. And it ain't on no real rich kid's roadmap. And it ain't in no fat kid's fraternity house. And it ain't made in no Hollywood wheat germ. And it ain't on that dim lit stage with that half-wit comedian on it. Haunting and raving, ranting and raving. And taking your money and you think it's funny. No, it ain't in no nightclub, no yacht club, and it ain't in the seats of a supper club. And sure as hell you're bound to tell that no matter how hard you rub, you ain't gonna find it on your ticket stub. No, it ain't in the rumors people are telling you. It ain't in the pimple lotion people are selling you. It ain't in no cardboard box house or down any movie star's blouse. And you can't find it either on the golf course. I love it. He said that's so funny. Sorry, it's so funny. It's not on the golf course, guys. What are you guys doing golfing? What are y'all doing golfing? Come back. You've got stuff to do. You know, got better ways to spend your time than golf. And Uncle Remus can't tell you, and neither can Santa Claus. And it ain't in the cream puff hairdos or the cotton candy clothes. It ain't in the dime store dummies or the bubblegum goons. It ain't in the marshmallow noises of the chocolate cake voices that come knocking and tapping and Christmas rapping, saying, ain't I pretty? Ain't I cute? Look at my skin shine. Look at my skin glow. Look at my skin laugh. Look at my skin cry. When you can't even tell what they've got on the insides. These people so pretty in their ribbons and bows. No, you'll not now or no other day find it on the doorsteps made out of paper mache, and inside the people are made of molasses, and every other day they buy a new pair of sunglasses. And it ain't in the 50-star generals and the faked out phonies. The ones that'll turn you in for a tenth of a penny, the ones that breathe and burp and bend and crack, and before you can count from 1 to 10, they'll do it all over again. But this time behind your back, my friend. The ones that wheel and deal and whirl and twirl and play games with each other in their sandbox world. And you can't find it in the no talent fools that run around gallant and make all the rules for the ones that got talent. And it ain't in the ones that don't got any talent but think they do and think they're fooling you. The ones that jump on the wagon just for a while because they know it's in style to get their kicks. Get out of it quick and make all kinds of money and chicks. It's actually so funny. Like, I forgot how funny it is. But it's so sad. My God, it's so sad. But he's so clever. So this is like the end of it, and it's really sad, but anyway. And you yell to yourself and you throw down your hat and you say, good God Almighty. You yell to yourself and you throw down your hat and you say, God, Christ Almighty. Ain't there no one here who knows where I'm at? Ain't there no one here who knows how I feel? Good God Almighty, that stuff ain't real. But no, that's not your game and it's not your race, and you can't hear your name and you can't see your face. You've got to look some other place. Where do you look for this hope that you're seeking? Where do you look for this lamp that's a burning? Where do you look for this oil well gushing? Where do you look for this hope that you know is there? It's out there somewhere. And your feet can only walk down 2 kinds of roads. Your eyes can only look through 2 kinds of windows. You can touch and twist only 2 kinds of doorknobs. You either go to the church of your choice or you go to Brooklyn Street Hospital. You'll find God in the church of your choice, and you'll find Woody Guthrie in Brooklyn Street Hospital. And though it's only my opinion, I may be right or wrong, but you'll find them both in the Grand Canyon at sundown. That's it. It's really good. It's a very beautiful poem. It's very sad. So anyway, I just wanted to send you guys this thing, and maybe I'll do it again in American if you guys are lucky. That's where we got the title for our film, The Lion's Mouth Opens. Because sometimes the lion does come and get you, you know what I mean? He comes and you're just like, oopsie, here he is, and his jaw's closing with you underneath, and you're flat on your belly with your hands tied behind, and The Lion's Mouth Opens is a fucking crazy title for a movie that we made. Lucy Walker, we got shortlisted for an Oscar, Emmy nods. We got so much attention for it, so much love for it. And like I say, it's streaming on Prime. It's on Amazon Prime. And also I have to thank Ed Wild, Dr. Ed Wild, because all the money we raised from this process of working with the charities for Huntington's disease, I was on the board of HDSA and I was on the board of other charities for Huntington's disease, but also there's a Huntington's Foundation, there's all these other charities, and what happened with the HDSA is we did these yearly fundraisers that the movie helped, and Ed Wild, I met at the CHDI event, and he's a funny, like, very English man, but we met in California, and he obviously was really positive about what he wanted to do. And I was like, I'm going to give him all the money because he sounds like an optimist like me. So then we gave him all the money that we raised through the HDSA events. And then all of that money went to like looking for a cure. And then now they have a cure. So it's very kismet. And obviously we all wish that people who have died from Huntington's disease already could have been saved in time, like my dad and other people in our family. But that race that we thought we were racing to save my dad was really just a race to save the younger kids, you know? And all of that stuff is very intense and also makes you a better person. I mean, it just makes you a better person to have to deal with all these things. And all my pals out there who were crying about it, and everyone who came to Sundance, because the film obviously went to the festival that Lucy and I always go to with our films, because I'm a narrative filmmaker and Lucy always makes documentaries. So the second we made a film together, obviously it was getting into the festival, and Trevor Roth did say he wanted to open the festival with the doc, and I said, no, just put it in the shorts program, we'll be all right there, because it's too intense to open a festival. It would have been like a funeral or something like that, and I don't want to have a funeral, I want to get married. Like, do you see any rings on this finger? Wait, which hand is it? In Poland it's messed up, because in Poland it's on one hand, your wedding ring. Yeah, this is Polish and this is Scottish or whatever. This is like Western and this is Polish. But do you see any rings on these fingers? No, like I wished, the whole time I was doing movies, I was like, I just wanted to get married. I didn't even want to direct stuff. Like I just wanted to be a bride. And also, when I was doing big events, like hosting the award show at Sundance, I was like, this would be a good venue to get married. So yeah, I just know that weddings are sort of like the pinnacle, like we're all making films and all that, and we do this drama and we do these plays and everything's very intense, or we're doing a comedy and we have to make everybody laugh in these ways that are pitch perfect, the way that you hit the tune of a song really well with your perfect wee voice, you know, you're in pitch as a musician or a comedian. I feel like these are two places where you can really use that perfection of like perfect pitch. But it doesn't matter because you really want to just get married. Like that's the biggest pinnacle. That's the thing above it all. It's such a part of our culture. I don't know, like in Poland it's such a big deal to get married, and it's a big part of Scottish culture too. Like who doesn't want to get married in Scotland in a castle, or I don't know, somewhere in Scotland in the summer would be good. That's not freezing cold, you know what I mean? If you had a hot water bottle, like I've been to weddings in Scotland as a guest where I'm just like, oh my God, we all need like heated blankets and hot water bottles. But anyway, yes, instead of it being a funeral, maybe we should all just get married. Like if you're thinking about proposing to someone just now, just fucking propose to her. Or if you're a girl and you want to propose to a guy that you like, fucking do it. Like this is the time. Tonight is the night. Because if we cured Huntington's disease, like the incurable just got curable because we like pushed it gave all this money to Dr. Ed Wild, and he went away and did his science and came back with a cure, and now we're like, thank God, you know. So that means we can party, and it means everyone should get married. People are going to be ovulating tonight. People are going to be ovulating in the next couple months. Like babies will be born because of this cure. It's true. Like people are going to get married. And also if you've got anything to do with, you know, anything that's a high stakes situation, or you feel bad or something, or you feel alone, or you feel like maybe you should just ask the girl out or something, then just do it. Like just ask her out. Like I believe life is short, you know. And we gotta celebrate each other. We gotta have passionate times. We really need intimacy more. We have to have more like touchy-feely vibes, because the internet is nice. It really is nice that we get to communicate with each other, and we get to have information that we didn't have before. We get to really process and put our art out there in a way that's really helpful on the internet. But I don't know if it is that great for intimacy. I think it's cool for friendships or whatever, but it's not that great for what we all need, which is like a big hug from a normal person, a real person in real life. And not like the sound of AI technology, or, you know, we don't need like some cold or like fake heated like body that's not a real person. We need like actual human contact that makes us happy, and everybody wants that, you know what I mean? Even if it's just for 5 minutes or if it's for a lifetime, everybody wants it. So it's so funny that we all have the same, as humans, we have the same basic desires, rights, wants, needs. Anyway, tonight's the night. I don't know what to tell you guys. Tonight is the night. I'm making myself laugh over here. Anyway, I just had to say all this because I have to thank everyone who ever did anything, or if you supported the film a long time ago, or if you supported any of my other like 25 films I've directed or whatever. I have done a lot of other TV shows, and anyone who's worked with me who hasn't watched Lion's Mouth, like hit me up if you watch it on, you know what I mean, if you're watching it on Amazon and you cry or something, then just DM me or whatever, call me or something, because I know it's intense. And you have to remember that the time that we made it, the context of the time we made it, it was very kind of, it always is very high stakes, but it was very, very, very high stakes when we were making that film. And I got to meet Quincy Jones on that like Oscar tour, because we did an Oscar like campaign, and on the Oscar campaign, Quincy Jones was always at the same stuff as us, because he had another documentary that was about music called Keep On Keeping On that was so beautiful, and we were talking a lot, and he just was very, very sweet and really encouraging and really passionate and very, he had a very kind of life-affirming energy, and every time we saw each other I was always like, oh my god, here we go again, he's going to give me more advice, and he always did. But anyway, I just wanted to put this out there tonight to thank the whole world, because it's a goddamn miracle, isn't it? It's a miracle tonight, and I just feel like this week has been filled with miracles. So we have to thank whoever's planning that shit above us, because that is really miraculous, funny shit, you know? It's funny stuff, man. Like, ha 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 ha. Oh my fucking god, thank you Bob Dylan as well for writing the original poem, because literally when he wrote that poem there was zero hope about Huntington's disease. They didn't even know the gene, you know, they hadn't even found the gene at that point. And also they used to call it Huntington's chorea. Like I said, it used to be a dance. They used to think people were dancing, so they called it chorea, because chorea is a dance. But also, yeah, if you were looking for anywhere to put your love out there, I do know that what I've found is when I could think about how to help other people, that gave me a lot of determination and drive, because I felt like if I could do this for others, if I could help others, then I was gonna be halfway there, you know. And I would see something, you know what I mean, like I'd be like, oh god, like that television show like sucks, or this film sucks, man. So instead of like talking about how much it sucks, I'm just like gonna make stuff that I know people are gonna love and people are gonna be like moved by, and it's gonna mean the world to them to see something that's really got a point. All my work has this ethical point in it. It's about alchemy, it's about ethos, a love for this ever-loving person who's always there. It's just like this constant love. And if the people in my films start dark, then they go to light. That's all my films do that. So they definitely have that alchemic feeling in each of them. There's a little, like, you could say it's a little chemistry set of alchemy in there, and it ends up in the light. So we're all traveling to heaven or trying to, I guess. Yeah, so anyway, that's my 2 cents. Now I'm gonna watch whatever I'm watching now. I'm watching like 5 films at once, but I'm gonna go and watch more films and eat a lot of dark chocolate and drink some. I'm gonna drink coconut water, and I'm gonna drink clementine juice, because those are my 2 things. Oh, I'm also like pounding a lot of Polish honey. Anyway, sending you guys all the love, okay? Peace.